Hi everybody, welcome. We're now on to week 12 of Rookie and Jacqui. Let's chat allergies. This week we're going to talk about the food industry and how people have changed their operation or perhaps developed new businesses due to the pandemic. So Rookie's going to talk about her experience and what she's seen.
Hi, Rookie from Womby's Kitchen. So I started a food business about 18 months ago. So mine was just going before the pandemic hit. And as part of setting up the food business, obviously you need to inform the council and get your hygiene certificate. You need to get some public indemnity insurance, and you need to do a food safety course, level 2 or above. So the lockdown has been great for some people to reassess their lives and think about what they want to do. And a lot of people have opened up food businesses. And I do wonder whether everyone is taking the correct precautions or not. And I have spoken to a couple of people in networking groups that I belong to now that I know haven't. And it kind of worries me a little bit because those procedures and processes are in place to keep us safe as producers, but also the public safe as consumers. And if they're not there, then I sort of feel that people aren't aware that they need to be in place maybe, and that they should be looking for these things. So we were talking earlier, I actually have an invoice for every customer that comes through the door. So not through the door, fly me, but so I know who is coming to my door. So if something happened, if I had to then isolate and let people know, I've got all that information in front of me that I can then let my customers know. Have other people got these things in place? I don't know. One last thing that I did was I used to get crates, or still get crates from supermarkets. I put all the food that I'm giving people onto those, pass it through the door to them. So, we're maintaining social distancing, just trying to keep everything as safe as I can. So people have faith in me that I'm doing what I need to do to keep them okay. I don't know what
It's
your
about
thoughts.
responsibility. Yeah, it's a responsibility, isn't it? You've got processes in place to make sure that you're doing what you should be doing under the legal requirements, keeping your customers safe. But I've also heard from other people that, there are businesses cropping up. Perhaps people have had time to do some cake making or, similar businesses, afternoon tea, think, well, we can do this, we're not working, we'll start a little operation. They sell it via Facebook and Instagram, kind of under the radar, really. And as you say, they've probably not had time to register or not even thought about registering with the local council. And again, I've spoken to somebody talking about cakes. People sometimes offer cake and champagne. And perhaps they don't realise you actually need a license to sell alcohol, even if it's just, you passing on a bottle of champagne. You can't just sell it. Even if you put alcohol into food, the food contains alcohol. Are you declaring it? Do your customers know? Because there are religious requirements, and obviously some people wouldn't want alcohol in their cake or food. So a general catering knowledge is essential, really, if you're going to do food-based businesses.
Yeah,
You can't
I
just set
think
up without knowledge.
no, definitely. And obviously I specialize in food for people with allergies and dietary requirements. So I've got procedures and processes in place. I will always do the gluten-free food first. I'll make sure that's put completely away before I start anything else. And again, you've got to wonder whether people are aware of allergies, or are they, a lot of people pay lip service to them, don't they, but don't really kind of understand how easy it is to cross-contaminate. So and also, you're right with the labeling. Are people being absolutely clear what's in the food that they're giving people as well, so people can
Yeah.
make an informed choice? Lots of things that you can slip up on really easily. And the alcohol thing, I mean, even I almost slipped up on that one this year. I was going to do sloe gin for people for Mother's Day. I was going to put a little bottle in each of the afternoon teas that I do. And then I had a conversation with someone and it just clicked. I was like, I haven't got an alcohol license. I can't do that.
No.
So yeah, I mean, even if you know the rules, sometimes you kind of just forget them, but at least you've been through the process of knowing what they are, and it comes back to you at that point, doesn't it?
I think your point about obviously due to COVID precautions at the moment and track and trace, you're writing an invoice for everybody. You know exactly who's coming to pick up your deliveries, collect their orders.
Yeah.
So, you know, if something happened, you could warn, you know, could let them know that you're isolating, etc. But have other people who are selling via Facebook, have they got a system in place? You know, if they're selling via Instagram, have they got a system in place? And they sell that. I mean, I've seen it on my own local Facebook community, you know, people ask about afternoon teas, or so-and-so's just set up doing afternoon teas. It's great, you know. Well, you know, what background do they have to be able to do that? What's the kitchen like? You know, have they been inspected? And of course, with allergies, which is our concern, cross-contamination is just, they need to know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the worry, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the passion that's there, but it's whether the knowledge is behind that passion to make it happen. Oh, Jacqui, I think you've frozen. This isn't very good. Let's give it a sec. Jacqui, you back? Thought I was going to carry on my own there.
Sorry. Oh. back in the room. So I think, unfortunately, once the pandemic's kind of calm down a little bit and we get back to reality, I think we will hear of cases where there's been, you know, near misses in terms of food poisoning and in terms of allergies, because, you know, lots of businesses quite, you know, they had to adapt and they had to change the business, pivot the business was the term, wasn't it? So all of a sudden they're doing deliveries. Have they thought about how that happens? How does that delivery get from, you know, a busy kitchen to somebody's door? Quite often the back of a company that delivers, you know, food.
Yeah.
And I wonder just how safe that food is.
Is it being kept at the right temperatures?
Yes.
Yeah, all very worrying.
I think there will be cases coming out of this later on, further on down the line, where issues have happened. In fact, last week I was contacted by somebody who'd been through a drive-through actually, and she's got a severe egg allergy. I won't name the company, but she specifically said she didn't want any sauces with her meal because she can't have mayonnaise. And they threw in several mayonnaise sachets into the meal, and a couple of them had split.
Oh no.
So she had to throw the meal away. So, you know, in a busy fast food drive-through, can they hear you properly? Are they listening properly? You know, so she did, you know, write to the company and they're giving her vouchers to go back again, but she's not really too keen to go back.
No, you lose your trust then, don't you? It's hard enough talking to wait staff and chefs and things face to face when you're in a restaurant. Doing it over a tannoy, you know, the microphone system is even harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think once you've lost faith in a company, you have lost faith in that company. You won't go back. There are certain places that I will never go back to with my son because of things that have happened.
Yeah. But people who don't understand allergies to the full extent wouldn't realise that, you know, even a drop of mayonnaise can cause, you know, fatal reactions. Unfortunately, if somebody's got a severe egg allergy, you know, or milk allergy like your son, you know, with small amounts. So yes, it's that overall understanding. So you do need to register with local council.
Yeah.
You do need some sort of training, and there's training online, you know, easily available for food hygiene.
I did mine online. I accidentally did level 3 because a tutor told me I needed level 3. You don't, you only need level 2. But there you go.
Yeah, but you've got the extra knowledge now, so that's good.
Exactly. No, it's all good, and all knowledge is good.
Yeah.
And the insurance protects you, and it protects, you know, the customer in case something awful does happen, you know.
So have you been busier the last 12 months?
It's been interesting. So we were talking about pivoting earlier. I've never changed so much in my life. So I was doing parties and supper clubs before, and they've changed to takeaways and treat boxes. I do afternoon teas. I do private dining where people come and pick the food up and they take it home and eat it. So a little bit posher than the takeaway, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, it has been busy. Obviously, there's periods where people are really uncertain about what's going on in the economy and stuff, but it's been very interesting trying to work out what does work and what doesn't in a pandemic. Who knew?
I know. Yeah. 12 months further on.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
So much. Yeah.
Learned a lot, definitely.
Well, you're doing very well.
Thank
and I've seen your website and it looks great. So 8 Easter eggs are on there this week, guys. So have a look at the Easter eggs.
Yeah, dairy free, gluten free, whatever you need.
Yeah, very good. Good. Okay, so we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks very much.
Thank you.